So, like after the Rwanda technical director job, you went to Philippines where you worked wonders with the team in all the competitions in regards to maybe World Cup qualifications or maybe even Challenge Cup. So, how was your time in Philippines? Like you were only there for around, I think, 4 years. How was it?
I was there starting in February 2011. So I hopped from Rwanda directly. I had a short stop in Germany. I met the team manager, Dan Palami, and Jojo Rodriguez, his assistant. And I was selected through an internet portal called Spox from a German internet how can I say, sports magazine somehow, and they made a big advertisement. Coach for the Philippines. We are looking for a coach for Philippines, and then from all the countries, Italy and Germany and Austria and Switzerland, I think 100 people applied, and then I was on the short list. There was an interview in January, February in Frankfurt, and I was the contender for the final spot. Then I talked with the team manager, Dan Palami, who is until today still the team manager of the team, runs the team, bankrolls the team, pays for everything, and invested a lot of money. A very nice person. And we shook hands and decided to make the contract. So I packed my stuff and go end of January, go to the Philippines. Start immediately with the training because we're having AFC qualifier against Mongolia. Imagine how funny that is, So the problem was we played on February 9, Bacolod in the Philippines, 30 degrees. And 1 month after, in March, on the 9th of March, we were playing in Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia, minus 20 degrees. So even though probably with the import of many new foreign players, or let's say half Philippine players, we were the favorite for the game, but because of the disadvantage of the second game being in a harsh condition in Ulaanbaatar, and 3,000 enthusiastic Mongolians screaming loudly with vodka to get a little bit warmer in minus 20 degrees. We needed to plan carefully these things. Yeah. I decided to manage to get a camp in Japan together with Palami and Mr. Araneta, the president, in order to make the gap from 30 degrees. In Japan, it was 7 degrees at that time. Yeah. You would feel, a person who come from hot countries, it's ice cold, really ice cold. It's sunshine, it's 7 degrees, but it feels like minus 5 or 10. So it was very good for the Filipinos to go there from 30 degrees, and they were like walking around with their caps and ice cold and couldn't even run properly. But these 7-8 days helped us a lot in March. Unfortunately, we were witness of the tsunami at that time. On the 11th of March, on my birthday, in 2011, there was this terrible tsunami. We were a witness of that, and it was a sad story for my family, also for my wife, of course. Well, nevertheless, we had to move on. We win the game in Bacolod 2-0 and went to Ulaanbaatar on 15 of March was the game. After 4 minutes, we scored 1-0, James Young husband. So I thought the game was in our hands. But you could feel our players could not adapt to this ice cold weather. They were always a little bit late. And we got the 1-1 after 30 minutes and the 2-1 before halftime after a penalty. My God, I thought if they score 2 more goals, we are out of the competition. What can I do? So in halftime, I told the boys, guys, play very compact, play very aggressive, try to push up as much as you can, try to not give them chances. Because in the moment when we receive their third goal, it will be like really, they will probably at the end of the game, they will probably also play the score the fourth goal, and we are out. So to cut a long story short, we succeeded. The game was 2-1, and we went to the next round for the Challenge Cup, which was actually already Myanmar, and we managed to become second in the group after Palestine, and went to the main tournament, which was in Nepal in 2012. So, but that later, okay. Then we had a tournament coming, the World Cup qualifiers against Sri Lanka, your neighbor country, in July. Went for a camp in Germany. I organized everything with my friend from the Japan time. I know Gerd Engels, he was an organizer of camps also in Germany. We went there, had a nice camp, had many nice good test matches, and we're happy to beat Sri Lanka. We played Sri Lanka in Sri Lanka 1-1 and on home soil 4-0. So went to the second round and played Kuwait, and lost in Kuwait 3-0 and home 1-2. But it was a euphoria, it was a enthusiasm in the Philippines. It was like crazy. People were fighting for tickets. The stadium was sold out. Every game was sold out. When we came with a bus, we were like pop stars, or the players were like pop stars, not me. I was just on the side, yeah. But I was managing to get new players. I was managing to get new players because in Philippines, it's like half of the boys, most of them have a Filipina mother. And in the worldwide, many Filipinos go and are working as overseas workers. They call them FOW, Filipino overseas workers, FOW. So many girls go, they work as house girls mostly, or helpers in any country in the world, name it, Filipinos are there. Then we took advantage of that. We took players from the Netherlands, we took players from Denmark, Jerry Lucena, a fantastic player, Dennis Kagara, who played in the second league in Germany, Stefan Schröck, who was from Germany and father German, mother Filipina. So we took advantage of this and took these players from the professional or up to the third, fourth league, and we made strong team. So Philippines got better and better and better and better during my time. They were always men. Now we initiated the scouting system, and I had 2-3 people looking worldwide. We had a worldwide scouting net, especially also with one scout from Germany, Mr. Schunk, Alfons Schunk. He helped us a lot, particularly in the German area, German, Switzerland, Austria. We found many good players. So this is what we did in 2011, 2012, going to the Challenge Cup in Nepal. We were in a group with Tajikistan, North Korea, and I think Nepal or Turkmenistan. Cut a long story short, we went into the semi-final, and we lost. We were leading 1-0 until 90 minutes, until 80 minutes, and lost in the last 10 minutes 2-1 against Turkmenistan. Finally, we become third, beat Palestine. So it was a next step in our preparations. The team gets stronger and stronger and stronger, and was in 2012 in May, I think. And then in the Southeast Asian region, we have the Suzuki Cup. I don't know if you know about the Suzuki Cup.
I know like,
the Suzuki Cup?
Little bit. I don't follow it, but I have heard about it.
Yeah. The Suzuki Cup is in Southeast Asia is the tournament #1, because you have Malaysia, you have Indonesia, you have Vietnam, you have Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Cambodia, Laos. All these teams in the region, they play the Suzuki Cup. And when I came to the Philippines in 2011, they were just coming from the Suzuki Cup. The first time in the history, they reached the semi-final. So they beat Vietnam on home soil. It was a big sensation in 2010. It was a worldwide, can I say, was recognized very much, though, the start of really of the Philippines coming on the international level. So we prepared, and the team manager Palami always give good camps in Bahrain, in Qatar. We played in Laos, we played in Cambodia. We had a very good preparation. We had a tournament in September called the Peace Cup, and won the title against Guam, Chinese Taipei, and Macau, which was the first time in the history after a long time. It was not a big title, but you know, it was good for the development of the team in itself, and it was good for the confidence of the team. The team was growing. We had many players coming from all over the world who were interested to play for Azkals. Azkals is the name of the team. It's called Street Dogs. So we were calling ourselves, or the national team is called Azkals, which is a funny side note. Yes, so we went into the tournament in 2012. Got a famous keeper coach from Switzerland, Pascal Zuberbühler. They gave me him as a keeper coach. He was a very good help, apart from my local staff of Filipino group. We had a very strong group together, and win the group in the first round, and then played the semi-final against Singapore. In Manila 0-0, and unfortunately lost in Singapore 1-0. So we didn't reach the final, but we did the same thing that they did in 2010. We established Philippines in the best four in Southeast Asia, which was a big success, I would say. You know, everybody was a little bit down, not reaching the final, because they thought, we can quickly go and beat all these established nations, but it wasn't supposed to be like that. By the way, Singapore beat Thailand in the final, so we were going out against the winner of the tournament. So yeah, that was 2012. Then 2013 in March we had again the Challenge Cup. I renewed my contract, but already there were some voices who thought, okay, maybe Coach Weiß, 2 years is enough. We have to look for a new coach. Palami gave me his back, because Palami was the main decider on this issue. So he wanted to keep the group together for March. Again, we made a very strong group. All the players came. Stefan Schröck came. Patino came. Patino is a player who played later in the Thai league and in China very successfully. A goal getter, what we needed. So we win the tournament on home soil. We beat Turkmenistan the first time, which was a strong team at that time. I mean, Turkmenistan, I don't need to tell you, is a strong team. And we were happy to reach the Challenge Cup finals, because the Challenge Cup at that time, in 2014, was determining one team, the winner, to go to the Asia Cup in 2015 in Australia. So I was preparing the team throughout 2013, but things already got a little bit strange. No payments. I called Palami for meetings. He didn't respond, and there was a promise on the side. We had him and me a private, personal promise, which he didn't keep, unfortunately. So things got a little bit, in Japanese they say gucha gucha. It get a little bit not messy, but not perfect anymore. Yeah, and then at the end of this year, in Bacolod, actually, where we played Mongolia, Palami said, "Okay, Mike, I want to make a change, and but I will think again over the Christmas period." Then I came back in 2014 in January, and then I was officially relieved of my duties. So that was the Philippine episode, which I must say, for myself and for my future career, it was the perfect jumping board for my family. My family was able to live with me there. I must say, looking back, it was a beautiful time. We had helpers, we had drivers, we had security, we had everything. It was like really top provided from Palami and the PFF. So I can only be thankful. Even it ended a little bit with a sour note, and I think if I had continued with the team until the Maldives, I would have brought the team to the Asia Cup. I'm very sure, because the new coach thought he needed to make some changes in the team, so the social interaction between the players got a little bit disturbed from the decisions he made, I would say, from looking from outside and listening to what the players said, because I still was in good contact with the players. And many players said, Coach, if we had continued with you, we would have gone to the Asia Cup. So I don't know how to judge that, and it's past. We don't need to look back. I relished the times, and I love the times in the Philippines very much, and I'm still in contact with the people, and who knows what the future will bring. That was the Philippine episode in brief.